Okay, so you can drop one of the banners now. You can share the banners now. So one of you takes strength and one of you takes discipline, and instead you can take outrage, for example. It's a stun break and also applies burning.
No shattering blow,
Banners
right?
now. You can share the banners now. So one of you
No
takes
shattering
strength and
blow,
one of you
right?
takes discipline. No shattering blow, please. And instead you can take outrage, for example. It's a stun break and also applies.
Should I pick another thing? I
You don't have to pick
banners.
an.
I
You
don't.
can. You
I
can
have
actually take
banners.
another banner like this. What's it called? Defense banner, for example. And then you also can take outrage and some other skill. I don't know. Just pick something that looks nice. Okay, then for the druids. What utility skills do you have right now? You still have sun and frost. No wait, I told you to take it off. McLean, what utility skills do you have? Okay, so you take stun spirit. Okay. Then I'll take sun and storm spirit. And what you can take instead of glyph of empowerment is that you can, like, for example, a stun break, for example, that you can take. You don't need glyph of empowerment here. Take something that helps with the CC if it happens. So take protect me, for example. And yeah, spirit of nature is fine. Okay, so we're going to jump into this just to make you see all the mechanics. Is there anything else I wanted to explain beforehand?
The second attack when we enter the arena, we should dodge, right? Because it's that projectile.
I will place, yeah, so you're going to see that attack right at the beginning. I'll place a sublime conversion, and there's going to be a green spawn as well. So if you don't make it into the green, you're going to be CC'd and you will see what happens, but let's hope it doesn't happen. So you should all use your special action key to get into the green. So wait until it spawns and then use your special action key on the green. And yeah, the special action key has a really short cooldown. If you use it, you will see it. It's just 5 seconds. And yeah, you should use it. If you get ported away, use it to get back into the middle. And if you have one of the shared agony circles, make sure you do not stand on arrow, but one of the other markers. You have to stand approximately halfway in the circle, like between the circle and Cairne, and to not get hit by the shard attack. So that is really important. So for the greens, there's two different kind of greens. One that doesn't matter in how many people stand in, and one where it matters how many people stand in. And you can see above the green how many people will have to stand in. And when you have those type of screens, they will also have different sizes. Like there will be small ones and big ones. At the beginning, we will take the two big ones. They spawn really close. So one is going to spawn approximately here, and another one is going to spawn approximately here. So the first one is going to be on triangle, the next one on X. And everyone who doesn't have a shared agony, red circle, will go to the big ones. The one with the shared agony will find a small one, please, for themselves, or stand on the edge of the big one. That is also possible. But we're just going to look at it for now. You don't have to use food right now if you don't want to. And we're just going to look at the mechanics. Okay, then let's go. Jump together. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so the next one will be shard attack. I'll try and convert most of it. Okay, and get into the green. And now you see those circles. Those circles will teleport you if you stand in them. So try and not stand in them. And rest them up. Don't get hit by the shard attack. Make sure you're standing close to the boss. Not too far away. And you have one of the shared agony circles now, so you have to move out of the group. So stand exactly on the marker so you don't get potted, and make sure you're still over the teleport circles. Okay, and that is the big green. We are all gonna go into the big green circle. Everyone come into the big green circle. And now Leon, you have the other ones, so you'll have to go to one of the other markers, go to square, and just stay there. Okay, and everyone else who doesn't have one of the markers, just stay. Last stage you also have one of the markers now. Just stay on the markers now. And there's going to be a green in the middle, so you can just go into this one. And here the ones that all had the same size, so it didn't matter in which one you get into. Try to rest down people up. And now go into the big one if you don't have shared agony. Everyone else get into a smaller one somewhere else. And if you have a shared agony, stand on one of the markers. Use the special action to do that there. It's really important as you're going to take a lot of damage and you'll be constantly knocked back. Okay, so this time it's still going to be one in the middle, so the shared agony people, the 3 people with the circle, you go find a different one. Use your special action key to get into one of the greens, and you need to be fast with using it. That's why I tested you at the beginning. If you are already using it.
I was on the edge of it, that's all. It was really far away.
Yeah, you really need to use it fast. Like, there's going to be some all over the place. So for this one, just go into the small one from now on. So from now on, we're just going to pick small ones because the big ones are going to spawn far away. After we took the first 2 big greens. And here it doesn't matter again which one you get. This time there's not going to be one in the middle. And you should wait until he stops dashing. Try and rest him. Try to get me up. It's okay, don't worry. And dodge shot attack. Yeah, I wasn't ready to explain that yet. Okay, let's just do this.
The guy with agony can just...
Okay, so that actually wasn't all too bad, to be honest. But the important thing is that the agony people also stay on their markers, and it is really important that you use your special action key to move around, so you are fast enough to get into circles, to get into back to the marker if you get potted away. Getting potted away is not the biggest drama here because there's like the greens, they are not going to hurt you as much as like on VG, for example. But not being on the marker and being constantly knocked back by the shot attack, that is going to hurt you a lot. So try and stay close to what? This might have been his auto attack. Like his normal auto attack. So let's just try again. And do the exact same thing. Just use your special action key more to get around the map.
Accelerating.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
Never felt
And get into the green. The green, the green, the green.
Oh my god.
And use the special action key to move around.
Yeah,
Okay, someone is going to get the agony tackle now. So you go to one of the other markers and don't stand so far away from the marker, go a bit closer to the marker. They don't get potted. So there's a teleport circle on us. Use it to get back to us. Use the special action key. And everyone without the circle go into the big one now. Okay. And there's another one with the circle, so you choose another marker. Okay, and the last one has a circle, so you go to square. And everyone without one circle go into the green. And let's dress them up. And stay on your markers. try to stay on your markers as close as possible and just touch the circle when it triggers. It triggers after 2 seconds. Okay, so he's going to start jumping now, so don't move until he's finished jumping, because you can jump into his way and then he's going to knock you away. Okay, so pick any of the circles now. Any of the circles is fine here. We need to get people up. Okay, and dodge this attack. Dodge now. Rip. Yeah, I need to be careful when you're trying to rest someone. Okay, let's just GG this try. Okay, so when he starts dashing around, he's going to stop at certain points and he's going to spawn greens every time he stops. But if you're standing in his way, then he's going to knock you away from there, and that can also knock you out of the map. And if you get knocked out of the map, you're just going to die. So when he does that jumping attack, just wait until he stops and then you dash into one of the greens really fast, and then you should be safe. At the beginning, make sure everyone takes the green circle as well. And someone GG please for Celestial. Okay, then let's just try again. This time we can use food. Everyone who hasn't used food yet, just use your food now. And yeah, when there's a large arrow on the map, he's going to swing his thingy. and yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna go faster with time, so if you're over the arrow, close to the arrow on the left hand side of the arrow, then make sure you always touch to the right. That's really important. And yeah, I mean, just touch it, I guess. There's not much to say. It's something you just get used to at some point. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. He has one more attack, but that attack, when you get hit by it, I'm just going to explain it when it happens. Okay, Jesus special action came to the green. Someone's gonna get the Shed Agony now, go to one of the markers. Go a bit closer to the boss, so you don't get hit by the shard attack. And everyone go into the big green one. And careful, don't get potted away. And everyone into the large one on X now. You just stay on the edge on this one. Okay. And someone on us has the circle, so you have to move to one of the other markers. Yes, it's you. Okay, so wait until he stops dashing. There's not going to be a green in the middle, and just dash to one on the other ones. Just dash to any of them, doesn't matter. Okay, so if you don't have a marker, come to arrow. Everyone, if you have a marker, if you have a circle, go to one of the other markers and stay there, please. And now you have to find a small circle, a small one. Just find a small one that you can dash into.
Stay away!
not that big of a deal if you miss one of every. Okay, we need to rest the people that are down really fast. Oh, close. Oh, someone else got knocked up now. Okay, get into the circles first and then we're going to rest people. Oh, that's the really big. Okay, just so yeah, as I said, when there's different sizes of circles, it always matters how many people are in that circle, but try not to stay in the middle and go to one of the circles. Like just dash into one that looks small to you and hope that someone else comes, because there's a small picture above it that with like green orbs on it, and the green orbs are the amount of people that need to be in the it's the minimum amount of people that need to be in the green for it to work. So there's 1, 2 and 4. But you can also say that by the size basically. So if it's a large one, you're gonna need 4 of them. And if they all have the same size, then it doesn't matter which one you can go to. They all just work, even if it's just one person standing in it. Okay, let's go.
Accelerating.
It's okay, just take the big one. If it's just one person with the circle standing on the group, it's not that big. But if it's multiple people, or even all 3 of them, then it's gonna be a problem. Okay, and find a small one, find a small one. Find one of the markers. Okay, and he starts dashing now, so wait until he stops and then find any of the small ones. There's not going to be one in the middle, so dash to a different one.
Keep away from me.
Okay, and get back to the markers. And it's already 30%, so that's almost one. So dodge now. Okay, get to any of the circles fast. Sometimes they trigger really, really fast. Okay, and find a small one. So while you're resting, you're not going to take damage from the red circle. That is something you should also know. So when you're resting someone who has a red circle, it's not going to affect you too much. And what's this? Already 10%. sure you dodge this attack. And he might be using a wave attack now. So if he does that, you just spam your special, not special action key, your dodge key. He didn't even use it, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, Cairne is hard if you haven't done it before, but you get used to it really fairly quick. And once you get used to it, you can kill it really fast.
Statistically speaking, this is rather
Proper
rare.
groups like Snow Crows or My Guild or QT, they just kill it in like 1.5 minutes or something like that and be done with it. And the way we are doing it is like the skipping part, which I explained at the beginning, is that every time there's a green, we just give ourselves stability. Like for example, we share it back from Spirit of Nature, and then we are not gonna get lifted up. We take the damage, but we just heal out the damage, and then we just continue DPS, and that's all you do. And that's also what I offered you to do as well. Oh yeah, doesn't matter. When you saw it, it was really fun still. So we can continue with Mursaat, I guess.
I'm over here. On the way.
If you have any other questions, you can feel free to ask.
We switch classes or we can finish it?
You can stay like this. Mursaat is also a boss where you should be Condi.
Yeah,
Helps him out because
I need a scepter for my firebrands.
Oh, great.
okay, so Tom needs to talk to Glenna. I forgot it. Just talk to Glenna real quick so she starts
Alright.
moving.
Lead the way. Follow me.
Of course we'd have to find a dead body.
Not my fault.
I see we're late to the party.
Getting healthy.
Why would someone barricade themselves in here? What's on the other side?
Okay, so after you spoke to Glenna, you always have to go to the entrance to trigger it, and then you can come over here and pick up one of the shovels that spawn, and then you go back to the entrance and shovel it free. There are those dirt piles that you can dig open. This one
What
over
mysteries
here,
have
where I
we
am now,
uncovered
there's
today?
going to be a chest, so I'm going to mark it for you. You want to pick that up?
Let's see what we just found.
I swore to myself I'd never go back to jail. And yet,
And then
here we
you
are.
just need to
This one's for you,
shovel.
Sarantine.
Open the entrance. Okay.
I feel like we've stepped into someone's board game.
Oops. Same two markers like before. Experience, go to circle. Everyone else just go to square.
Which one is experience?
Circle.
Okay. I'm just gonna party over. Let me start.
I
Okay.
haven't had that much experience with claim. So.
You don't have that much experience with claim?
Yeah,
Okay. But you know the boss.
I know the boss.
Okay, then you can stay on circle for now. The other two people, Kerrigan, you standing on square, I assume. Go to one of the markers, please. Okay. People want something from me. They're not stopping to spam me. This is. Okay, so you just press buttons here and that's about it really. I mean, there's a bit more to it, but it's mostly just pressing the PS button. Okay, so you see you have 3 skills here. well, 3 special action keys. One is called Protect, one is called Dispel, and one is called Claim. Before I'm going to explain them, I'm going to explain Claim. I'm going to... Don't do that, by the way, I'm easily distracted. Okay, where was I?
Explaining
What's
the
mechanics, something.
the skills, special skills.
Okay, let's start with a very basic one. So, the yellow ones, they hurt. So you don't want to stand indoors. And there's going to be 4, as soon as the boss starts, there's going to be 4 pawns spawning here in the middle of the tile at the end, and they're going to slowly move in a straight line all the way over to the other side. And if they make it all the way to the other side, they're going to transform into a moving pawn. It's kind of like in chess when you promote a pawn to a queen, and then they can just really kind of the same thing here. So every time one of those pawns enters one of the tiles, they're going to turn yellow, but only when they enter them. So if a pawn enters a tile and then you claim it, it's gonna stay unclaimed, and while they're unclaimed, it's basically ours. So we have to claim it first back, and then it's going to be black. And if the pawn is still on it after entering it and didn't leave it, then it's going to stay that way, and that's what we want most of the time, all the time really. Yeah, so those pawns, they can get a protective bubble, which is going to be indicated in yellow, and for that we have Dispel. Make sure you target the right pawn, like it's only going to be one pawn that's going to have it, and then you have to click on that pawn. Make sure you click on it properly and make sure it's the right one, and then you just press on your special action key and use you just use Dispel to remove the bubble. And Protect is going to protect you from all the damage that comes in for 5 seconds. Yeah, so it has a long cooldown, so you can't just use it very often. Dispel has a shorter cooldown, and Claim has a very short cooldown. Yeah, so Protect is kind of like emergency situation kind of thing. So what we have to do with the pawns is if we can attack them, and we can drop the health to 0, and when that happens they will stop moving. When they have the protective bubble, they are obviously not going to lose health, so removing that as fast as possible is really important. And yeah, they will start regenerating health, and then they're going to start moving again from the spot they are on. Like, the later we stop them, the closer they are to getting transformed into promoted into a moving pawn. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen too often. The boss itself doesn't really do much. He has a damage taking aura, and when one of the promoted pawns goes close to him, his damaging aura goes up. He's going to follow the person that has the claim, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. Those tiles that we are standing on, they have spike patterns, so they have holes where spikes can come out of them, and if you stand in the spikes, you're insta-dead. So obviously you don't want to do that, but they will be indicated by green light coming out of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick into the middle 4 squares, and yeah, we are going to just... One of them is always going to be free until the very end, and I don't even think we are going to get that far. So it doesn't matter. So we're going to stick to the middle 4 tiles. They should always be claimed, and yeah, try not to claim shortly before one of the pawns is going to move onto it, but wait until it moves onto the tile and then claim it. So Tess, you wanted to practice claim?
Yes, please.
Then you take claim, please.
There's the power.
All the builds, you can take Shattering Blow again on Warrior now. Necro, you take Epidemic. so we can stop the 2 middle pawns at the same time. And then for the side pawns, the 2 warriors, you can try and cleave through the boss with your F1 fire fields on bow, and try to hit those ones on the side. You can hit them right from the beginning, like the one on square and the one on arrow. You can hit them right at the beginning when they spawn, if you cleave through the boss with the fire fields. And yeah, just try and do that and stop them. And the middle ones, they should be stopped by the necro and everyone when they come close to, or too close to the boss anyways, so that shouldn't really be a problem. Do you know how to tank this test?
Hit me.
I've done it once.
Yeah, I'm just going to place some markers for you then. Oh no, I removed the ones in the back.
Accelerating.
Okay, let's do it like this.
Accelerating.
Did I not use... Okay. So this is basically where you are going to stand. No further, so you're always going to stand on one of the markers. At the beginning you're going to stand on arrow. And we are only going to need those 3 fields. Like, I have never actually used this one ever, also in trainings. So those are the ones we need to move on. When the spike pattern comes, the spike pattern, one of the spikes, well, the spikes are going to come up every 5%. So at 95%, 90, and so on and so on. And you usually save when you're one of them. You can most of the time just stay on this one anyways. And yeah. Then I would say we just give it a try. Does anyone want to try this spell or wants to practice this spell? So the person with claim obviously should be a mesmer, so he can tank. The person with this spell ideally should be the other mesmer. But yeah, it's kind of your job. It's better
Well,
that
that
you
feels
have
different.
it. Don't take it yet. Move out of the area. You should take it as the last person, because you're the closest to everyone else. And I will just take protect for now.
Accelerating.
Okay, and then I'd say we just give it a shot. There shouldn't be any changes in build. McLean, you can obviously drop protect me if you still have that, or even use that, and take Glyph of Empowerment, but that's about it. Warrior Shatting Blow, you can use that again, but I already said that, and then you can just give it a try. Check your food, by the way. And yeah, just go for DPS. And let's go.
Well, that feels different.
Look alive.
And make sure you're creeping from behind on the side of your soul beast, for example. Okay, and as you can see, if they touch one of the fields, they're going to claim them for themselves. There's the Dispel Bubble. Okay, try to climb the 2 middle squares, please. Like, use it on cooldown now if the middle squares aren't ready yet. Okay, and the one on the other side is going to move through, so it's going to come to life soon. Then climb the one that is closest, so we can kill it as fast as possible. Yeah. And now move to the star one, move to the star, over to star. And climb the one on arrow again as well. Okay, we can stay over here now. And after that we're gonna go back to arrow. And dispel the... okay, very nice. come back to arrow. And yeah, claim the where we are on right now again. Okay, very nice. And kill the J Scout. And move to star. Move to star. Fast to star. Okay, claim back the arrow one. It's okay. We are probably just going to GG anyways. I mean, this is really easy. I mean, we can just get it as well if people want to, but I think since 2 people died to the traps, we should just... Let's just GG and do it again real fast. I mean, you see it's fairly easy, and then you can also practice the climb again a bit. But that was already very good, I mean. Yeah, no, don't do that. It's important to be moved. The spikes are going to trigger after 5 seconds, so you have time to move out of them. Pushed where? There's no knockback or anything. So, might have just been you randomly dodging. No, there's no knockback. Someone GG please for Celestial. I actually saw you dodging in the wrong direction, and that was just what killed you.
Accelerating.
GG again. Like, don't rest. If maybe you pressed on your endurance bar manually with the mouse click or something, I don't know. But yeah, there's no knockback here at all. So. Okay, let's just try again and yeah, pay a bit more attention to in which direction you're dodging, and should be fine. Okay, let's go.
I should try this out.
Watch your surroundings.
And this paragraph on the left. Can't do that anyways. You just have to make sure you tag the boss into J Scout. So close to us, the one on the right. Stop that one as well. Okay, so the ones closest are about to come onto left again. Okay, go to star, and just don't panic. Claim the square we are on right now. Okay, and just stay here until... Okay. And claim the arrow again. Okay, and the one is going to come to left soon, so we're ready for that one. Don't panic here. Move to star. Okay, and try to claim star back. Don't go too hard. Yeah, they explode, but you're not supposed to explode when they die on MTP, but they still do. Okay, so come to arrow. Next one will be an arrow, and the last 4 patterns will just go in the center. It's okay, they got stuck. So
lovely.
damage. Okay, so the last 4 patterns after 25% are always going to be the same. They're going to go in this counterclockwise in the circle.
Just this?
Very nice.
That's very cool.
I don't see you, Joe. Good. Okay, do you want to do summer rock as well?
Armor
Can't,
enhanced.
I'm kinda have to make dinner. So.
Do you? Are you
Yeah.
sure? Summer rock is really easy as well.
Yeah, I know, but it's getting time to.
Okay. If you want to stop then. If so many
I
people
have
have to
to.
go, then let's just stop here. Till 5 buses, so that's fine.
I have to thank you all for the run.
Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
hope you learned something. Yeah, feel free to give feedback. I was happy to read something. And yeah, thanks for joining then, I guess.
Thanks.